Hello, people who do Simpson Protocol and people who are just interested in Simpson Protocol. We just done an advanced training weekend and had a great time covering different things, including an overview of the childbirth program that's coming, and also we did surrogate hypnosis. And so now I really want to introduce you to one of our Simpson Protocol people, and a great colleague, and she has developed a Simpson Protocol called Weber Healing, because her name is Nicole Weber. So she is going to tell us a little bit about it, and I'm just going to ask her to give an overview and how this all came about.
Okay, thank you, Ines. Well, it's like a real kind of new protocol or program, and I thought I would name it Simpson Protocol Weber Healing, since the basis really is the Simpson Protocol, and I added lots of other stuff to it. And well, the subtitle would be for animals and their humans, because I feel that this is something designed to help animals especially, and also help the relationship between animal and human. And of course we could help the human also kind of evolve with the animal.
For me, this is very exciting because I know people who can communicate with animals, but this allows everyone to communicate with their animal. That's very lovely.
Yes, exactly. So I would say it's different to animal communication in a way that what is done really is we work with the owner of the animal as a surrogate for the animal, and we build a connection between human and animal. That way it is kind of allowed for the human to experience stuff the animal experienced, to have the animal's feelings, to really get to know their world. So that is really exciting.
That's very exciting, because when you do that, the understanding goes both ways, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So how did you get on this road, and how it all started?
Sure. Well, first of all, I grew up with animals, so I'm especially into horses, and I love dogs. We always kind of had dogs early in my childhood. And well, once I received training in hypnosis, I also got interested in other ways of treating animals. So I did lots of work there, for instance with homeopathic remedies, acupuncture, stuff like that. So, and then I learned the Simpson Protocol, and you said something about surrogate work, and it got me thinking, and I thought, why wouldn't it be possible to help animals in any way? So what I did was I thought I could just do like a study really. So I posted something on a Facebook group.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was a horse-related group. And I asked for people whether they would like to try this. And I had wanted horses for this study that would have physical problems. So like diseases, illnesses, whatever. And I would say that the human only would have to be willing to be hypnotized by me. And I wouldn't mind whether they would be skeptical of hypnosis or whatever I would do. That wouldn't matter to me. Really, I had hoped that people who would be skeptical would be willing to do this, and I was really overwhelmed by the response I got, because it was just so many people. So I think I hypnotized 20 of them, and many of them were really skeptical about going into trance, into deep trance. Then of course they would be skeptical about building a connection to their animal. And so I figured that I would have just a couple of people at least, where it would not work to make the connection to the animal, or, that something wouldn't work. But it worked each and every time. And I was really surprised about that. And then just amazing stuff started to happen. So, for instance, there was one horse, and it got, I'm not sure whether the word in English is correct, melanomes and sarcoids. So it's like skin cancer. It's not the right word for it.
Okay,
but this horse, didn't have any fur left on its neck. It was covered in huge lumps, and they were bleeding, and it just looked gross.
Yeah, poor horse.
So and I hypnotized the owner, and we worked on the horse's body and whatever had to be done there. And after I asked the owner, would you be willing to take pictures of your horse, like every other day, just so that we would know if something happened. And the condition of the horse used to be really bad all the time for the last couple of years. And then after a week, something started happening. First of all, at first only the daughter noticed that the lumps got reduced in size. They stopped bleeding, and the fur really grew back. And over the next couple of weeks, people from the stable would come up to the owner and ask, what are you doing to your horse? It looks so much better. And, it got better and better, and I have pictures to show it. And, stuff like that started happening with that hooves would become so much better, that back pain would be going. But also what astonished me was that the relationship really changed, and that happened every single time. And there was this woman, and she had issues with her horse. So what happened really was a couple of months ago, I think, she was on a trail ride with her horse, and her horse got spooked and just took off. And she got scared, of course. And later on, the next couple of weeks and months, all got really worse.
The relationship deteriorated.
Yes, it did. And her horse took off whenever. Whether they were outside, whether they were in the arena.
So they were both in fear now.
Yes. Exactly. They were both in fear. And I said to her, look, I'm not sure whether we can do anything about it. I could help you, of course, with, traditional ways and stuff. But for this study, I'm really looking for a horse that has a physical issue. And, the horse had a physical issue. But I said, we can see. Maybe we have a bit more time, and then we can try to squeeze it in and see whether the horse has anything to say or to add or whatever. So we did this, and afterwards she was like, oh wow, I know what's happening. I know what is happening. And I was like, okay, what is happening? And she said, it's something I notice that her horse, gets a little bit spooked. And this makes me grab the reins in a different way. And he gets scared. He doesn't like that the pressure of the reins change. So he just wants to escape the situation. It has nothing to do that he got spooked. He doesn't like the way I hold on to the reins when I do it. So what was very weird, we drove afterwards right into the stable because she wanted to see her horse, and for me it was all, experimenting, seeing what would happen. So we walked up to him and he whinnied. And she was like, he had never whinnied when I came. And well, after that, you know, everything just went from being totally bad to we're an item again, you know. So they really had a dramatic relationship change. That was wonderful to see.
I remember it was that because I've discussed a couple of the cases with you. Was that the horse that came running to see her?
Yes.
Yeah. He was so excited to see her.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And I have the impression, you know, I played around with it, and they know what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. So we want to tell how you're sort of going to help people learn how to do this, and talk a little bit about that, all those other things.
Yes, of course. So at first I thought this would be something, you know, maybe for vets or, you know, who would be open-minded and like to try something new, or people in alternative vet medicine, osteopaths, whatever, you name it. However, now I feel that this could also be something for hypnotists who know the Simpson protocol, or hypnotists who feel really drawn to helping animals overcome physical, emotional issues, also issues with their relationship towards the human. So it's going to be like a program, and I would say we would do one horse-related one, because a horse is different than a dog, for instance, or a cat. And then we would, it would...
Make one for small animals.
Yes, make one for small animals and one for horses. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, if you have no idea about hypnosis, it would cover that also, and we would go into the Simpson protocol and add the Simpson protocol where we're healing to that.
So even if they're not a Simpson protocoler yet, they can get the training to do that.
Yes.
Yes, that's awesome. The other thing is, with the reason that you changed your mind about teaching was because I might be putting words in your mouth, but what I understood was you said with Simpson protocol you can do no harm. So even if you don't know enough about animals themselves, the program and the Simpson protocol thing can do it so that you have enough. And as long as your integrity is it, and your intention is pure, right?
Yes. And also I added lots of stuff to it, and I feel that the more you know, the easier it is to come up with your own
but you
questions.
took care of that to teach everybody that.
Exactly.
Because it's just like you don't necessarily have to be a vet, but you have to know what questions to ask.
Exactly.
And that's important, and that's where you've been absolutely the expert at.
Yes, I would say so. And also, I feel that this is something, you know, a hypnotist, for instance, who doesn't have a relationship with animals at all, I don't think
they won't be drawn.
Them.
No, they're not going to be drawn to learning it.
Yes.
You know, if you feel that you're, you know, love to work with animals, all that kind of stuff, you'll be naturally attracted to the system. It's just the way it is. Otherwise, it's okay. You don't have to take it. This is not something, we don't believe in pushing something and marketing it to the point where at everybody. It's only, we want the right people to get the right thing. That's
absolutely. All. I absolutely agree.
Yeah.